here for Phoenix, Arizona, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. All right, so you claim that you got killed more by police, and the FBI is reporting otherwise, ladies and gentlemen. So we don't have to listen to that anymore. I never believed it from the jump. I knew it was never true. They don't hardly touch you with anything. They don't shoot you enough for a lot of things that you do. All right, so this came out on February 4th, 2021, 538.com. The police response to the insurrection in the U.S., in which at least 39% of law enforcement officers participated, has renewed a conversation about racial bias that we know exists in police and links to white supremacy groups among police officers. As state and local reforms continue to implement across the country, Joe Biden's administration has stepped up the federal government's role in fighting racism in policing. Well, I have to see it to believe it. Okay, I have to see it to believe it. We have seen and heard these things from president to president to president, and we have never seen these changes. The Biden administration planned to root out bias within the nation's local police department, relies on large part of the U.S. Department of Justice authority to launch civil rights investigations, and require the adoption of new use of force standards, accountability structures, and other systemic changes in place where investigators to find a pattern of practice of unlawful or discriminatory policing. You know what? This is all no good if you're not going to get rid of qualified immunity. It really
It's time to throw away that dirty old dollar store system.
Or do you think these folks are going to weed out their own that are doing these things in policing? They're not going to try very hard. We already know that. We already got evidence of that year after year where we see these shootings of unarmed people in the black community. So, a qualified community, anything short of that, all of this stuff is a bunch of nothing. While these reforms are not the subject of Department of Investigation have seen reductions in police shootings, well, that's because of COVID. It's because of COVID. Which city should the Department of Justice investigate? According to Department Civil Rights Division, it prioritized investigating places with patterns of unlawful use of force, unlawful stops, searches, and arrests. Racial discrimination. Data can help point us to the places of police practices that look the most problematic by these criteria. So, although I have this data for you that the FBI provided, and this was based on it was based on 8 million arrests made in 2019. That's what this chart is based on. 8 million arrests made in 2019. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's incomplete. All of the information is not there. These are the cities that did report their numbers. There are a lot of slick cities that won't report their numbers because they're shooting us in high numbers, and they don't want to report that. So they're looking for police to fit a criteria before they even investigate a police department. And so they are looking for calculated per capita arrest rates and police killing rates for some of the largest U.S. cities, police departments, cities with more than 500,000 residents, according to the U.S. Census. So, of course, they are talking about mapping police violence database, but coded racially as white or black in the FBI Uniform Crime Report, and that's what I'm showing you right now. Okay? This can be underestimated, the extent to which there are arrest disparities between non-Hispanic black and white people, since Hispanic people, who could have a higher arrest rate than white people, are generally coded as white. That's right. You European descended Americans. Y'all pad up the numbers by throwing Arabs in there, East Indians in there, Hispanics in there. I mean, anybody you can grab from a foreign country and bring them over here. But I find it very interesting. When you talk to those people, and I have, they will tell you they are never called white until they cross the ocean and come to America. Now, if they were really white, wouldn't they be called white their whole life? Okay, so that says it all right there. Says it all. All right, y'all, let's continue. All right, so still, despite the limits of this data, some clear patterns can be identified. Black people were arrested and killed by police at higher rates than white people in 34 of 37 largest U.S. cities, and that's what you're looking at right now. So please don't come over here with that crap about y'all get killed more by police. We don't want to hear you. We know that's not the case. So we will see what Joe Biden do. I wouldn't hold my breath waiting on him to do anything any more than we have seen in other presidents across this country. They just simply don't care. See, as long as it's not their faces, they don't care. Joe Biden, no, I have zero confidence in him. And we got proof just from all of the presidents, throughout the years that we've seen come and go in office, and they have never fixed this problem. And I don't believe Joe Biden's going to fix it either.